Hello and welcome. I'm Manish Anand. In this special episode for theraisinahills, I'm joined by a senior journalist, former editor of the Tribune, K.V. Prasad, and we are going to talk about the growing impact of artificial intelligence in various walks of life and particularly in elections. Delhi and several Lok Sabha seats in various states are voting today, and we will get to know the various scope of the artificial intelligence because there are suggestions in certain quarters that artificial intelligence can be a big disruptor in the times of elections. Welcome to the show, Mr. Prasad.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So to begin with, we will like to know uh, what should we understand about the interference of artificial intelligence in the political process, as being suggested in various countries, including Canada, US, and even in India.
Well, Manish, artificial intelligence is a reality, but it is still an unexplored area, if I would say that, because AI is evolving, and as we hear continuously, the kind of generative AI, Gen AI as it is called, is kind of what is it going to, how is it going to impact us? You will not be surprised, nor would any of our viewers or listeners, that all of us are actually dealing with it in some form or fashion, right? For instance, the moment you scroll something on a website, certainly you see your interest things keep popping up subsequently, right? Or if you're doing some online shopping and you click on a particular product, suddenly you find a little later that certain pop-ups keep coming to your screen. So that is obviously we all know it's the algorithms, how companies use that information to try and target better. Now, one of the concerns of this has been in all fields, in fact, AI is, and in fact, more so, we are exploring what it is going to do in the field of journalism because generative AI is creating its own wave. So there, like every technology, there is a good side to it, there is a flip side to it. In elections, what will it do? Is it going to disrupt something? Is it going to add to something? So these are issues that people are looking at carefully. Can it manipulate people's understanding of what's happening around them and direct them to decide in a particular manner? That is the concern that most uh, world bodies are concerned. Every democracy is concerned. What kind of technology can technology drive you to think differently than you are thinking it? That's important because all of us collect information which is coming to us, and thanks to cyberspace, it's coming to us around the clock from any part of the world. So that's one of the concerns, Manish, that elections, how will it determine, should AI be used for the good aspects of it, or is somebody using it to channelize a thought in a particular direction when it may be correct, it may be incorrect? Manish.
Correct. Why we have invited Mr. Prasad to talk about this issue is because he has recently completed a course from University of Texas, America, on freedom of expression, artificial intelligence, and elections. Can you please briefly take us about the course and why the University of Texas is taking the students through the various aspects of AI and freedom of expression and elections.
Well, Manish, I came across this course in one of the many surfing which I was doing, and I found there's a particular interest, especially since India was going to go for election. So it actually drew my attention. So I signed up for this course. It is called the MOOC, which is Massive Online Course, open online course, and it was a 4 week course spread over 4 weeks. So one had to go through. They sent you the study material. They had video tutorials. One could attend it at their own pace, and there were quiz competitions, and also you could join the discussion fora to take forward your idea or respond to certain ideas. Why did University of Texas do it? I think University of Texas got this in collaboration with UNESCO. So UNESCO and other world bodies joined hands together with University of Texas. There was a journalism center, Knight Center, which was collaborated on this project. This was a free course because it was some UNESCO had backed it, and UNESCO has this its own division, which is looking at freedom of expression and other related issues. And so AI being the challenge that everybody is facing in the world, they collaborate with the university. That's how I got signed up for it and went through this 4 week process of attending the tutorials, reading us material, exploring what's available for their side. And it was a learning experience, I must say, Manish.
Great. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during the Diwali celebrations last year, first spoke about the deep fakes on a big scale. And he talked about being shown to have been present at one Dandiya celebrations in Gujarat while he had never been to that place. Afterwards, there had been a lot of media interest in deep fakes and various crimes taking place about this. Can you please give us an overview about the challenges posed by deep fakes?
Well, Manish, exactly. This is one thing which is concerns all of us as citizens, citizens of India, citizens of the globe in the cyberspace. One of the four, what we were told in the course, and it looks very appealing, there are four V's attached to artificial intelligence. So one is the volume, the second is the velocity, the third is virality, and fourth is verisimilitude. Now, what do the four stand for? Volume, we understand the sheer ability to, generate something, right? We also understand velocity is the speed at which it travels across the cyberspace within a matter of few seconds or nanoseconds. Something which is released in cyberspace just crawls across. It has no boundaries. It goes anywhere and everywhere. Virality, ability to travel at a speed and velocity of speed, and viral because it can target specific groups, it can target individuals, it can target people at large. So that is it. And the most important thing is verisimilitude. Now, what does that mean? It means what the person perceives to be true. It's made in a manner that it appears to be true. And this is what you were referring to, a Dandiya dance in which the Prime Minister said he never took part. But it appeared to be true, right? And that is what is the challenge that people are looking at. How do you contest that? How do you counter this? Because not many people can really distinguish what is real and what is artificial, more so with the use of AI. Uh, we all heard of morphing of faces a while ago, but now this is a whole totally different realm. If you are in many of those social media groups, you'll realize every morning you are bombarded with a lot of material. We don't know what we are seeing appears to be real, right? But is it real? We don't know. So what is the way out? The only way out is we have to contest, we have to cross-verify each and everything that we get. Do we have the capacity? No country, no individuals have that kind of capacity. So this is where UNESCO and others are looking at a collaboration of people, a collaboration of countries who are actually going to work together to face this challenge, Manish.
Truly, in fact, Delhi police is investigating a morphed video of Union Minister for Home Affairs Amit Shah, which went viral before the first phases of elections, in which he was purportedly being shown about the reservation issue. But the damages are done already. By the time the police
Exactly.
go to the investigation, you are just trying to douse the fire. So, how to beat the scale of the virality?
Yeah, Manish, that's what I said. One of the four V's is the velocity, the speed at which it is going to travel, right? There's no way you can control that. But if people start work in a collaborative manner, is what UNICEF and others, UNESCO is working with on. Try and bring world bodies together, and importantly, election management bodies. Now, here there's one very important component which cross-verify. You cannot curb freedom of expression. That is the inherent right. So, while you're battling fake issues, what care and jurisdiction, care and prudence has to be taken that what you're knocking at is not real. So that is the challenge. You see, it's quite possible you and I speaking, we are speaking in real. But if something else was being morphed, so and your video gets targeted for even though it was correct, now that is not easy, right? So that is the challenge. It's a technological challenge. If you look at it, I think even India has said this many times that And I think even in the world there is a talk of these kind of software companies, people like people who drive on big meta data, should try and come up with uh, some viable option. Right now, we have several companies looking for fact checkers, right? We all understand, even we do it on a journalism scale. But this fact checker, as I said, do they have the ability to catch what is a fake or what is a deep fake? We already have several instances where a film star has complained about something being attributed to the person when she was not involved in it. And internationally too, very recently we heard of somebody complaining to one of the big companies about the voice modulation, which is very close to the person herself. So these are challenges the world is looking at. I'm sure, but there's no easy solution as it looks as of now, Manish.
Mr. Prasad, you have a lot of interest in foreign affairs, and all through your career, you have heavily reported in the issues on the issues of foreign affairs. Recently, we saw America and Russia in a slugfest over the Indian elections, where Russia alleged that America was trying to interfere in the Indian elections. At the same time, China is also being accused of interfering in elections worldwide. So, do we think, do we have any suggestion that artificial intelligence is a tool in the interference of the foreign bodies in the elections, including in
Well,
India?
Manish, the nearest I can say is remember 2016 elections in the United States. Similar charges were made that Russia was interfering in the elections of America. The whole thing became a big issue. I think it led to in-house investigation or probably a congressional hearing and so on and so forth. But this is a challenge again. Artificial intelligence is a challenge if it is used, but the same AI could be used to battle it out, right? To contest. So AI, as I said, it can work both ways. A technology can be used for the good of mankind. A technology can be used for creating harm for the mankind. So one of the issues that we always look at: why is it possible? Disinformation, misinformation, malinformation, and harmful information. So these are the four categories. There could be a genuine attempt to be disinformed, but there could be a misinformation that somebody is getting information which the person himself or herself has been misinformed about, and without cross-checking, verifying. I think one of the challenges that all of us do face in the last few years is this fact. Groups like WhatsApp, social media, other groups have become, they are, I hold it, essentially what used to be conversations in drawing rooms, conversations in the cafeteria, conversations in the clubhouses, conversation among colleagues at a water cooler or a coffee shop and office has come into the public realm. It comes almost unfiltered. Whereas you and I know we belong to the world of journalism, we always had these gatekeepers who would vet your material and put it out. So that is the thing. I don't know about what's going to happen, but the issues that you point out, these are interesting because they're charges. Only I think our technological IT experts will have to put themselves together, come down, work together to see how best you can counter these, Manish.
I will share one anecdote with you of a very recent time. A retired IAS officer from Uttar Pradesh sent me a WhatsApp of an image showing senior RSS leaders with a banner also of talking of RSS meeting going on, saying that they are going to vote against or they're going to persuade the people to vote against the BJP, and he was asking me whether it is correct. So I said the banner may be used in an intended way to give a wrong message, but the people in the images are not widely known to be up from the RSS. So, but these are the understanding which we know because we have covered the RSS. But the people who are looking at the images, they don't know who are the senior RSS leaders. So how do they believe? If a senior IS officer can be confused about this, what about the common people?
Well, exactly. That is what I was saying. The fourth verisimilitude. What appears before you, it looks to be genuine. And ordinary people who are not exposed, or people who are not aware of this thing, or people who tend to believe. That is one of the four challenges that artificial intelligence and elections in particular is being looked at. That is why I said election management bodies across the world are looking at this issue. because it is again, it reshades the polling atmosphere. It reshades the thought process. One is able to try and influence a particular set. But I said the sheer virality. You're able to target a particular group, a group that can be easily influenced or who tend to believe. So this is the challenge exactly. We have not even. I don't think we are even getting to the surface of it. We are just about seeing what's happening. We don't know where it's going to bottom out. So the only way is collectively all of election management bodies across the world will have to work on some common denominator as to how best you can look at it. It's not, and the technological expert, and I'm sure a country like India, which is known as IT powerhouse, can join hands with the world and other people who are looking at this problem to counter it, because there is no easy solution. As you see, Manish, if a senior civil servant wants to trade with the government and the way things work, himself or herself gets confused or has the ability to reach out to people like you and cross check. As you rightly point out, not everybody has that either that kind of resources or may not be bothered. They may say, ho sakta hai, leave it at that. So that is a danger. So I think it's an issue that we are all looking at. We should look at seriously, Manish.
On the positive side, there is a report by the Ernst and Young that artificial intelligence can boost the media and entertainment revenue by 10%. And tomorrow we will see the unveiling of DD Kisan, where they would be coming out with 2 AI anchors. So there are positive aspects also of the artificial intelligence in the realm of communication.
Well, of course, it's positive in the sense AI generated anchors material will be there. But once again, what is important is what happens to the human beings, because what is being looked at, AI controlled by human beings. AI, one of the subjects I'm looking at closely is AI in newsrooms, artificial intelligence in newsrooms across the global platforms. Many countries are already working on it. I'm not sure whether in India. I'm reasonably certain many newsrooms are using AI, either on their own volition or some of the members of their media, I said the editorial components probably are generating material out of AI. There is an ethical issue. How do you deal with it? Do we have ethical standards for use of AI? So, and what happens to the human? AI can generate a lot of stuff, but eventually, is it being vetted by a human being? That is important. That is what the ethical issues, and how much of AI generated equipment. We have just heard some of the international news organizations, one very big newspaper closed down his entire sports editorial team. We just heard another magazine is decided to go with AI, but those are declared. So ethically, they have declared that we are going to use AI for this content, so that when the user or per-user of that content gets that information, the human or the person who's perusing it is very well aware that the content which is being generated has been generated by use of AI. So Gen AI has been put to use. So that kind of disclaimers will allow the individuals who are perusing that information to process it accordingly. Manish, I think I hope I made myself clear.
Indeed. On that note, we will wrap it up, because Mr. Prasad has to catch up with a lot of assignments in the day. But AI is an evolving challenge, technological challenge that in the realm of communication is to be countered, and particularly by the poll bodies like Election Commission of India. So we will see its evolving nature in future, and we may revisit the issue in once in future. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I quickly want to point out, if you point out Election Commission of India, 10, 15 years, 20 years ago, we had this challenge of paid news. Remember?
Yes.
So again, when this issue was flagged, the Election Commission stepped in at some point of time. So it's working with journalistic bodies or other bodies to try and see how best paid news is put to rest, right? Whether it has stopped or not is one aspect, but certainly the impact would have come down. Similarly, if collectively all election management bodies along with IT experts and governments work in this direction, I'm sure a solution would be seeing light of the day. Manish, thank you.
Sir, I will just take you 1 minute from you because you are a member of Editors Guild of India also. And since you have mentioned the use of AI in newsrooms at certain places, what is the role of the press bodies? Because we see Press Council of India mostly not speaking too much. What are the issues before the press bodies, and what should they be doing with the media platforms?
Well, Manish, I can only quickly point out in March, on March 15th this year, the EGI conducted a national convention, right? And one of the segments we devoted was to AI, the challenges from AI. Because, as I said, we don't know the frontiers, where it's starting, where it's going to take you, the contours are yet being defined. So we call people who are dealing in that digital sphere to kind of look at the areas that it can issue, what kind of stuff can be done. And here I would like to point out internationally, several universities, journalism colleges, including newsrooms, international newsrooms, are looking at Gen AI and journalism, which I think is a very healthy trend. And I think the more Indians join in this sphere, as I said, there's an ethical aspect to it, which gets connected. So it's very important, Manish.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very enlightening speaking to you on this very challenging issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good day.
Good day.